Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So in this video we're looking at the fourth demo that's been going on for the Angry Dynamite Labs sort of game. I say game in loose terms. It's sort of more community building and sort of well, maybe I'll sort of, as I explain it, maybe you'll understand it more. So this is sort of a project which is about sort of building on-chain assets and then trying to build communities around that in a very sort of loose form. So if we look at the top of the screen, we can see I'm level 21 and there's a bunch of stuff I've got to do to hit level 22. There's a whole bunch of resources, materials that I've been creating. Well, some of them I've created, so sort of these are sort of elemental ones, so clearly we have sort of fire and water and algae, and then different versions of fire, and we have some more some energy ones and some more complicated ones. Petrol looks like at the end, but this is our little base that sort of shows what's going on here. So something's flashing. It's always good to go and click on whatever's flashing. So we click on here, and I have these basically. This is fire and water, so I can these just fill up every so often. They'll get bigger at level 25. Looks like I can just claim these. So most of this is happening sort of off chain at the moment, but there are assets that are on Ethereum, and there are in the game, and there are assets that are on Polygon as well. But this is sort of sort of experimental. So that's what's going on there. There's a shop, and this is where I can. If I've got to the right level, buy some of these things. So in this one here, this one's turning water into seawater, and we have some creating sort of lavas and stuff like that. And in fact, if I go to craft, that's where you can see what's sort of going on here. These are my active recipes. So I'm sort of these are on timers. So some of these, this sulfur one is full up, so I can go and sort of collect some of these and restart them, restart the processes. So very simple in terms of, I mean, wouldn't really call it gameplay so much as the sort of meta resource management. So we can see here this basically what I've done over time. I've been playing a few of these demos. So my heat is extra large. I'm making extra large heat, so it's taking a long time. Sulfur is just a small sulfur, so it's turning this resource here into sulfur. And that's generally sort of you starting off with a pyramid, and you're using some of these, you're generating primitive resources that are then being sort of combined together to create more complex resources. That's sort of part of what you're doing on an individual level. You can see here my level 21 has just moved up almost quite a lot to level 20. I'm getting close to level 22. Down here I have these are inventory items that I've bought and now no longer using. So this is a small seawater, so I'm not using that one anymore because I'm using the extra large seawater. I've bought those ones, and that's when we go to the shop. That's where we get to buy some of these bigger ones, but a lot of these are locked by level. So this one here, the S plus steam is level. I get that for level 27, and that gives me that's creating larger. Steam, larger amounts of steam, and there's only a certain amount I can sort of only a certain amount of options I have here. So this one is this, I can add another sort of slot at level 28. So other than that, I have to sort of just swap in and out what I've got here. So I go to research. So this is what I've researched. I've researched water and fire, then on seawater and heat, and then algae, steam and lava. Just done oxygen, energy and sulfur. I've not got any oxygen yet. I have no, not got any oxygen yet. And then further down I can get hydrogen, acid, and some question marks. So that's sort of the flow of what I'm doing in my research center, which is lab, I think. Some other stuff here, which is to do with swapping tokens over. This one is exchange. Yeah, that's the one I shouldn't shouldn't click on that one. So if I was connected to, I could exchange different tokens here if they're on if they're on-chain items. And the final sort of aspect, and this is sort of where it all comes together. So all these things I've been showing you, I've just been doing those on my own with different sort of using different resources. But we are, the point of this is it's a sort of collaborative effort. So we are at this point, let's create a masterpiece, an engine cooler. This is the community score. So this is everyone who's sort of playing this game at the moment. So it's sort of very early stages. So there's different resources that people need to be giving. So we've not maxed out any of these yet, but there's sort of algae and steam and lava and stuff. And I'm right down here, number 59. I can go up by giving things away. So let's spend some resources. I don't really have many of these resources, but let's say, I might as well give it all away. I can give away everything I've got, which is not very much. And I'll earn a whole bunch of these points, and I'll get some of those back to spend on resources. So spend those. I mean, this is all off chain at the moment, but you can see here my level moved up to level 22, and I've moved up to number 54 now. So still a long way behind some of these other people. And it looks like now in the shop, what can I do? Probably something's unlocked. I don't know, I have to have a look to see what I've done here. Is it algae? Could be the algae, but I haven't got enough algae to buy that yet. Yeah, so it's sort of like a what's this going on here? Research center. I can upgrade my research center, so that's going to give me hydrogen and acid. So if I have 2 energy, which it looks like I do have, so now I'm going to go in here, and I can now research hydrogen 14 hours to do that. So it is very much sort of an idle based game. The interesting bit is these assets are sort of potentially on chain, and potentially we could be doing things together as a community of people who are all sort of playing their own little game, and then giving away stuff and ranking on a leaderboard. And we can see here, different ETH addresses here. Looks like the Kong Collective, whoever they are doing stuff. Some individuals, some groups of people. And as I say, this is just a very simple sort of a demo of what's going on. But you can imagine people competing, groups of people competing to have these resources and do different things. And then once you've created your rocket, what you can do with your rocket, and you can sort of get an idea of the sort of game the types of games, at least, that could be coming out of this in the future. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. See you again soon.